Morning folks, and welcome back to another rebuild. We're going to stay in England, where last week you may have seen Aston Villa rebuild with the newly on loan striker Marcus Rashford, and to be perfectly honest, he did pretty well. So if you haven't checked that video out, please go back and check it. And from that video there was a request to do Luton. Now, Luton were in the Premiership not that long ago and seem to be on a downward spiral and on a trajectory of going out of the Championship. They are currently lying in 23rd position, second from bottom, just ahead of Plymouth Argyle, who recently put out Liverpool in the FA Cup, may I add. But Luton we're going to be concentrating on this week. Probably the second worst team in that league. Not just by points, but goals scored, conceded. I mean, it's just not looking good for them at all. So in this rebuild, we will be hoping to get them back to the Premiership as quick as possible, remain there, and see if we can pick up a trophy or two in the next 5 seasons. It's going to be a tough task, I'm not going to lie. They are currently predicted to finish 3rd this season. That's not happening at all, is it really, to be fair? They have got transfer budget, but we are using an updated database as of the 10th of February, which can be found on the Sort It Out SI website. So just pop over there and look for the FM24 database update. That will give you all the winter transfers and everything else that goes with it. They did win the Carabao Cup in 1988 though, so that's a major trophy, I guess. I didn't realise Mick Hartford is the director of football. So this is their favourite formation, 3 at the back. It's almost like a Ruben Amorim formation-esque with wing backs, but I'm sure they were playing a bit higher up though, to be fair, and normally one up front with 2 midfielders. I'm not sure whether I like this or not. And Gary Sweet, who's the MD, would like us to play possession football, play attacking football, make the most of set pieces, sign players under the age of 22 for the future. You're not going to get that and get promoted and everything else, I don't think. And develop players using the youth system, work within the budget. They want us to build a new stadium. Or that's their informational objectives. That's what they want to do, I think. That's the club plan, not me. Phew. So first up, let's have a look at some of the transfers then that have been made. I'm guessing they're all dated the 3rd of July. I think they signed something like 10 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It could be these guys here. So Victor Moses from Spartak Moscow, 33 years old, wing back, midfield. In fact, he's very, very versatile, actually, isn't he? He can play everywhere. We've got Liam Walsh as well. Again, another decent player that we could work with. Maybe not great for the Championship, possibly. Mark McGuinness of Cardiff in an undisclosed fee. 23 years old. Has got good potential. Also got Shandon Baptiste, midfielder. Okay. So they brought in a midfielder, can play DM and cam position. Milenik Ali from Exeter, 50,000. Okay, 24 years old. I'm baffled. I don't see why. Maybe just to get bodies in the squad, maybe. Isaiah Jones, Middlesbrough, undisclosed. Winger. Yeah, I do like that, although they haven't got wingers in that formation. Or wing back. Possibly could play wing back. Could work as well. Lamine Dabo, 20-year-old, again midfielder, DM. Got a bit of potential. 20 years old, probably offload him on loan. Christ Makosso from Molenbeek, 170,000. Defender, lots of potential. Only 20 years old once again. It's not that bad, I guess. Again, another loan deal probably incoming on that one. Josh Bowler, winger, midfielder. And Carl Naismith, 32 years old, defender, left wing. In fact, he's another one that's quite versatile as well. They did let go of £19 million worth of players. Giles Ross Barkley's gone to Aston Villa for £5 million, actually. Finances, they've got £42 million in the bank. Any debts? They have got 114. There's no interest payable. Not paying anything as the gift loan. 650,000 a month. Okay, they probably can get that down very, very quickly. Sponsorships, not an awful lot. 2, 3, 4, probably about £5 million in their sponsorship deals. Squad, let's have a look at age first, see what we're dealing with. So they've got a lot of players 30 and above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players 30 and above. That's crazy, including Thomas Kaminski, the goalkeeper. He's probably in his prime at 31. Probably get a season or two out of him, unless somebody comes knocking on the door, but that'll be for next season. And Panzu as well. He's 30, I didn't realise. Yeah, there's quite a lot of aging players here. So if we could look at the other end, 22-year-old Asgard. Okay, he's probably ready to go out on loan. Mengi, defender, definitely can work with him. Ex-Manchester United player as well, although didn't get much game time there. Again, doesn't look too bad. Physicals don't look bad, but he's young enough though. Mark McGuinness, we saw. Tom Hones, Ali. We've got Alfie Doherty, who is wanted. Very quick. Again, winger or wing back. Tahith Chong, again, another Manchester United youth player. Yeah, we can definitely work with him. He can play in midfield, anywhere on the wing. Probably suited more on the wing, so I'm going towards having wingers in this formation rather than what they were suggesting. Isaiah Jones, the 25-year-old, yeah, definitely a winger. I mean, he could play wing back, but yeah, definitely a winger. Daki Hashioka, doesn't look too bad. Right back, wing back, central defender. Quite versatile. Jack Walton's already played a game and he's not doing very well. Is that a red card? I think it is, you know. Looking at the staff, yeah, we could fill out quite a lot, especially the scouting. They've got room for 6 more scouts. And the season preview, well, like I said, they are expecting us to go back up to being relegated. And if they're not careful this season, they'll look to be going a further division down again. So we need to work on this very, very quickly. So with that being said, we are looking at our squad in this formation. We've got a lot of midfielders, so I'm going to use that to our advantage. We've only got 2 DMs. If they get injured, we're kind of a little bit stuffed, I feel. So we're going to push them up into midfield. Wingers, 2 up front, 4 at the back. Very basic 4-2-4 formation-esque, I think. But apart from that, it doesn't look too bad. We are very shy of centre-backs and wing-backs. So that's something we're going to have to look into the window next season, unless some of these guys do perform pretty well. We're going to lock in one player, that's Chong. If we pick our best 11, it looks like this. Chong comes out. We've got Adebayo, Morris up top, Jones, Baptiste, Nakamba, Bell, Naismith, Lockyer, Hoshioka, and Kaminski in goal. It's not a bad side, actually, to be honest, but our back line is looks very poor, but these a couple of our players are quite young at the back. We have started okay. We started off with a win over Stoke away from home, followed up by a 4-2 victory in the Carabao Cup against Warsaw. We got smashed at home by Derby, but victories over Sheffield United and Plymouth have done okay, with Adebayo scoring in all of them games up to that point. And then for some reason, he's gone off the rails. He's not scored against Birmingham or Middlesbrough, in which case both of them games we didn't win, and the Birmingham one we got knocked out in the Carabao Cup. So I'm not too happy, but I'm not too stressed about it. Our main concern is getting back to the Premiership as quick as possible. We are currently lying in 6th position, 3 wins, a loss and a draw, 3 points off Bristol City. Leeds are 2nd, Middlesbrough 3rd, with Hull, Sunderland just above us as well. So I'm quite happy with that, and we haven't been deducted points. It's Sheffield United at this point. So if we have a look at our preview now, it was 3rd. It's still 3rd, 13-2. That's good. Adebayo, and is that Sheffield United? I thought it might have been. Yeah, so we've only got 1 player in there, but that's better than nothing at this early stage of the rebuild. So without any further ado, let's jump into season 1 and see if we can get that all-important Premiership promotion. It's not pretty, but we do finish in 5th position. We get through to the playoffs and win it. We are some way off the leaders. Leeds absolutely smashed the league with 105 points, followed by Bristol City. Swansea and West Brom finish above us quite convincingly, actually. That's 7-8 points ahead of us. We didn't have a very good finish towards the end of the season, and Cardiff finished in 6th, 3 points behind us. We did score 88 goals, 63 conceded, which is a considerable amount considering we will be changing that formation formation going into the Premiership if we want to survive. But the job's done. We are through to the Premiership. We did beat West Brom 6-3 over the 2 legs, and we played Cardiff in the final, winning that 4-3. Wow, that's close. How close was it? Morris scoring a hat-trick. Well done him. We were, well, it's an 80th minute winner after having a 3-1 lead, letting them claw back to 3-3, and then Morris coming goods on the end. 22 shots to 14 in Cardiff's favour there though. 7 on target to their 14 XG. We had a better XG, which just goes to show our chances were a lot better, and probably deservedly so on that basis that we do go on and win it. 58% possession. It doesn't look good though on everything else. So maybe we didn't deserve to win it, but the result is there. We do. Adebayo, 28 goals for the season. Golden Boot winner, and Colton Morris not far behind. Adebayo gets the 4th best player in the league as well. And he also gets most player of the match awards as well. So yeah, an absolutely outstanding effort from him. Isaiah Jones, 15 assists with Baptiste 13. I think overall it's a decent enough season, but the job is done. We don't need to worry about winning it or anything like that. The job's done by doing that. Cup competitions, how did we fare? 5th round by West Ham in the FA Cup, losing out 1-0, and Birmingham City that we saw earlier on before the season started. And it looks like we were second for quite a while and then dropping it right towards the end, the last 10 games or so. That's disappointing to not last out that long. But goals, let's have a look. 32 goals for Adebayo with 6 assists, 23 for Morris. They're still under 30, which is pretty good. 14 and 17 for Isaiah Jones. That's not bad either, actually. If he was on the wing, I'm guessing he was. Might have been, you know, or Cam. Did we play? I don't think we played Cam, did we? 14 and 7. 14 assists here for Baptiste. 10 there for Moses. He must have played at right back or something. A goalkeeper, ooh, there, Kaminsky. We are going to be looking elsewhere for a goalkeeper, that's for sure. If we're going to survive, we want well, we want better stats than that. So going into survival in the Premiership, we've got £30 million to spend, which doesn't seem an awful lot. However, we have been given a boost by about £300,000 a week in wages though. It was quite a difficult window in the end. We couldn't offload as much players as we would have liked, and those that we did offload, we couldn't really get much money for them, unfortunately. But we do say goodbye to Mpanzu, who's gone to Oviedo for 4.5 million. He was the only player really that we actually sold for a decent amount of money. Woodrow's gone to Cardiff for just under £1 million. Victor Moses has gone to Moscow for 525,000. James Shea, he's gone to Blackpool for 150,000, and Ali's gone to Hartlepool for 85, and we lost Dion Piera to Miami FC for £38,000. So as you can see, a wide range of amounts, but we did still manage to spend 30 million. Our budget we did spend. We bought 3 players in. James Trafford, goalkeeper from Burnley, 15.5 million. He was really our signature signing this season. A decent goalkeeper, lots of potential, and he's only 22 years old. Ethan Laird from Birmingham comes in also for 8.75. A decent right back player again. Can play on the left hand side if need be. 24 years old, building at the back. And also we bring in Dennis Kirkin from Sunderland for £6 million, a left back or central defender. Again, another decent player with a lot of potential. And yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing how well these develop. These are youngsters for the youth team that have been brought in on a free. We really couldn't get anybody else in. We had contract renewals as well, so that took up majority of the budget. We did manage to offload some, but not enough. So as you can see, 6 million brought in, but unfortunately the finances, well, it's now 40%. It was 25% of the transfer revenue that we got, so that's only just increased. So we didn't really have that much to spend. But our squad, we're locking in Sirkin, McGuinness and Mengi, mainly because these are the players we've got a future with them. They've got a lot of potential. Mengi's 23 years old. McGuinness is 24. Again, there's some potential, so hopefully we'll unlock that. Liam Walsh, we're going to take out. We've got some other players that can play in that position, and Adebayo as well. So if we pick our best 11, then players all come out. Asgard, that's the other young lad that we wanted to bring in. It's got some potential on him, but I'm just not sure if he's ready for the first team, but we'll soon see what happens. Nakamba and Baptiste in the central midfield. Chong, Jones out on the wings. Laird comes in the right hand side. Bell actually comes in instead of Sirkin on that left hand side. Sirkin comes actually into the centre of defence, which I'm not really wanting him to play there. I want him to be on the left hand side. But apart from that, Sad looks quite well, and Adebayo comes out for Brown. I thought we had a perfect formation. It was working fine until we started playing teams that are good. 1-1 with West Ham for the Mpanzu testimonial, which was a good result, I guess. Then we played Chelsea, the first game of the season. This time we came from behind, so we equalised on the half time. Then we lost to Liverpool 4-2. Then lost to Leicester. But we do have a run of 2 wins. Fulham in the Carabao Cup after a 1-1 draw. We won on penalties. Again, going ahead in that game. And Aston Villa we win. 2 late goals. 80th and 91st minute. Very, very happy with that. A win's a win. And it's all about survival this season. We have drawn Burton in the next round of the Carabao, so I'm hoping to progress. We are lying 12th in the table, mid-table. I'm happy with that. If we can stay around about there, I'll be more than happy. And if we have a look at where we are predicted to finish, well, we're not bottom of the table, so that's good. 500 to 1 to win the league. We're nowhere near winning the league, but I'm hoping that we can adjust the formation at some point. I would like to go with 2 DMs, which seems to work quite well in the Premiership, but unfortunately we don't have the players to do that at the moment. So without any further ado, let's get our second season underway, and fingers crossed we can survive. Right, first season back in the Premiership, and we survive. We're in 13th position, a comfortable 10 points ahead of relegation. 12 wins, 9 draws. We did lose an awful lot, but that was going to be expected anyway, losing the last 2 games as well. So in effect, we could have actually stole a top 11 finish, maybe. And we're only 10 points adrift of a European spot as well, which is incredible. And needless to say, we're not really anywhere on the player charts apart from Churkin, which has got 16 yellow cards. Well done. But going through some of the results, let's have a quick butchers at this. Arsenal, United lose. We did beat Everton. Tottenham we lose. Brighton we lost 5-2 and 4-0 to Liverpool there as well. Nothing really big. 4-2 loss to Liverpool. So Liverpool really panned us over the 2 games. We did beat Villa 4-0 there. Wow. 5-5 draw with Brighton. Goodness me. Goals aplenty. In fact, we had 5 separate goal scorers in that game as well. Amazing stuff. That's a big aggregate score. That is 10 goals in that game. And then we kind of struggled for goals, to say the least. But the rest of the cup competitions, quarterfinals, we get to and lose to Wolves, who did get relegated actually. We lost to Wolves on penalties after a 2-2 draw. Did they go and win that? Liverpool panned Derby 5-1 in the final. Goodness me. And the quarterfinals in the Carabao Cup, we lost to Man City, which is probably expected. 3-0. It's quite flattering, actually, which isn't bad at all. And Man City go on to win that as well. So overall, I think I'm quite pleased with that as well. So we survived the Premiership and we do quite well in the Cups, considering we didn't do that well last season. And you can see our timeline in the Premiership. We were up as far as 9th, I think. I think that's the highest. 8th, maybe. And then we kind of drifted towards 12th, 13th spot. Our players, see the ones we locked in first. So Mengi, 1-1 after 43 games. Not brilliant. Still got some potential. McGuinness, 26 years old. He got 2 goals. So our defensive line aren't doing too bad. Jerkin, our left back, 8 assists, which isn't bad. And Adebayo, 17 goals. We did lock him in as well. So 17 goals and 2 for him. Chong, 13 and 7, which is brilliant. Jones. So they're our front 3, which I've got to be pleased with. And Baptiste did well as well, 5 and 7. Although I just do not think there is any room for 2 midfielders unless he plays in the cam position. Because I think he can play there. Let's have a quick look. Yes, he can actually. More favoured in the midfield. 69 goals conceded by Trafford though in his first season with us, which, to be fair, it's not bad in the Premiership when you've just come up and you have got 2 youngsters in McGuinness and Mengi in defence. A couple of players that didn't get any games, like Tom Holmes. Quite surprised that, to be honest, because he wasn't that far off Mengi and McGuinness, actually, to be fair. Jack Walton, goalkeeper, which we're trying to offload, I think, or was he just our backup? And Kaminsky as well, he didn't get any game time either. So going into next season, we need money, and money fast. So finances, we have got 40% of the transfer revenue. We have got 50 £51 million to spend, so we've got contract renewals to sort out, and we've got a little bit of wiggle room in the wages, but I'm going to request, as always, increase that percentage. And since we've got 75 million in the bank, can we ask for some? Oh, that's for next season. Well, we'll ask for it anyway, why not? But let's see what we can do with 51, see if we can offload a couple of players and bring in some more specialized players for the positions we need. So during the winter, a few more players leave the nest as Anderson goes to Copenhagen for up to 2.2 million. We lose Hoshioka, the right back. He's gone to Sheffield Wednesday for 3.3. Kaminsky's actually gone out on a free as well. His contract ran out. Same with Jacob Brown, and Walters, a youngster, going out on loan over to Rotherham. We did manage to spend, however, £48.5 million. The rest of it went on contract renewals. And first off, we bring in Yanjiro Orellana from Estoril. Not a bad DM, actually. Can play midfield as well, or cam position, but as I may have previously stated, we are going to be going to a DM position just so we can establish ourselves in this Premiership, because it is going to be pretty difficult even after last season's amazing positioning. But yeah, we can always call the first season a fluke. It's the second season in the Premiership that really hits. So yeah, we bring him in, not a bad player, £7 million. We also bring in Anthony Renault from Stuttgart, £4.5 million. A year left on his contract. That's why we got them so cheap. Again, it looks another smashing player. He can play right back as well. From Anderlecht for £22.5 million. We're bringing a striker, Dolberg. He's struggling for goals, I'm not going to lie. But he is going to be our forward going forward this season. 28 years old. Also bring in Schmidt from Freiburg, defender, £6.5 million. Even though we have got McGuinness and Mengi, these guys are a little bit superior, I feel. And also from Burnley, another DM backup, £7.75 million. Mesengo, he's quite young as well, 25 years old. Again, pretty decent, good potential on him. Hopefully he'll get some game time. We haven't got many DMs, so another backup wouldn't go amiss. We are going to be locking Baptiste in the cam position because he tends to go down into the DLP down here on the DMs. But if we pick our best 11, he comes out for Asgard, Orellana and Nakamba in the midfield. Ruolt and Schmidt come into the defence. Jones, Chong and Dolberg up on top. It's how I will probably play it, apart from that position, because I will probably have Baptiste in there instead. And that's why we've locked him in. Friendlies went without a hitch, even beating Roma 2-0. And then, yeah, we haven't won a game in the Premiership yet. 3 games down, 1 goal scored. We're struggling. United and Liverpool, the first 2 games. I mean, how bad is that? Losing by the odd few goals, 2-1 to United. And we've also Liverpool 2-0 as well. So that was disappointing. That was a home game. We did, however, get a win on the board, beating Bristol City in the Carabao Cup second round, which we've got Everton next. So that's going to be fun. But we are at home. And then Leicester away, we lost 1-0, 26th minute winner. Needless to say, we are lying second from bottom. It's only goal difference keeping us off the bottom. So we've got a long way to go. And yeah, hopefully, again, we need to survive. Second season is always a tough one. And let's have a look at the predictions. I'm guessing we are predicted to finish bottom then, I guess. Second from bottom, 400 to 1. Let's delve into season 3. Let's see if we can produce a miracle, finish mid-table again, and survive. Well, after the bad start we had, we did manage to rescue it, and once again we have survived. A lot less points than last time, and even closer to the relegation. 7 points in it in the end. It's another close call until we get better quality players, which we're going to struggle to get them in, because who wants to come to a team that's languishing this half of the league? But we did well. We clawed it back. In fact, 20 games we lost. Almost the most in the league, but we did win 10 games, which is good. That's probably helped us. So after the bad start we had, we did win 1 game. Our next game, ironically, against Bournemouth, 2-0. Then we went on another spout of not winning, and then we won 4 on the bounce. Spurs, Southampton, West Ham and Aston Villa. We drew Forest and then beat Brentford. That's probably saved our season. And then it was just a win, loss, draw, and it carried on all the way through, really. And then them 3 losses in the last 3 games Forest, Brentford and Brighton. And it looks like we did struggle for goals as well. Competition-wise, we lost to Manchester United in the third round of the FA Cup, losing that 3-2. So another close call. And the quarterfinals we get to in the Carabao Cup yet again. This time losing to Liverpool just by the odd goal. Chelsea, Arsenal and Newcastle go through. So I'm guessing Newcastle win that. They did 3-1 against Liverpool. And the FA Cup, I'm guessing Brighton won that maybe. Arsenal did, so Brighton must have won the Conference League or something. It's a far cry from last season, that's for sure. And Dolberg, he did get leading goal scorer for us, at least anyway, 14 goals. But overall, 16 goals for Dolberg. Chong with 10. It's poor. It is really poor. I expected a lot more from Dolberg, it has to be said. Chong and Baptiste played well. 8 and 3 for Baptiste. Isaiah Jones, 6 assists. Not an awful lot. Disappointing. Did play on the right hand side, didn't he? He can play cam position if need be. Or I'm just thinking if we dismiss the wingers altogether. But Chong's our other winger as well. So, I mean, he did relatively well. Maybe it's just the role that they're playing that we may have to change. Schmidt did quite well at the back. In fact, the players that we brought in did really well. Trafford's still looking good, although he did concede 64 this time round. Nakamba, not too bad either. We just need to bring in a couple of more decent players and just to help us chug along and get into at least a European spot. I think that's what we want to aim for this time round. So finances, we have been given a boost of 55% of the transfer revenue now, and we have got nearly £50 million in the transfer kitty, which is just going to help, but probably not bring in more players than I would like. Probably I'm looking at another 2 maybe, unless we go and have a look at those players that are ending the contracts early within the year and try and get them on the cheap again. But yeah, we need the quality players at this season. Right then, another productive window. Adebayo, he's gone to Leeds for 2.6 million. Didn't get any game time last season at all. Despite being a superb servant for the club over the past couple of seasons, it was time to let him go. McGuinness also, he's gone to Stoke for just under £1 million. A few players have gone out on loan, including Burke, Holmes and Colton Morris as well, the striker. There's just no room for him and we couldn't offload him permanently, so the next best thing was to send them out on loan. This way we get some money for them. They won't interfere with the players that we've brought in. And speaking of which, £36.5 million spent. Bidstrup comes in from Salzburg, highest signing this season, £17.5 million. A midfielder, looks superb, really is. And he had a year left on his contract and we bagged him. Couldn't really say no to that in the end. We also bring in Ioannidis from Panathinaikos. I used him before in a Spurs save a couple of weeks back. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. Another striker. I don't know whether he's going to be the one, but again, it was what we could afford. And trying to bring bigger signings in, we just couldn't do it if we wanted to bring other players in. So until money builds up, it's not been the case. But again, a year left on his contract. I'll show you how I did the transfers and where to go and what things to put in if you're not so sure. And these brought some real cheap players, and to be honest, they're really good players. Just very surprised none of the bigger clubs have brought him in. But yeah, 14 dribbling, 13 finishing. He's pretty brave. Stats look alright. He's going to challenge Dolberg up front. Next up is from Inter Milan, 4.7 million. Franco Carboni, left back, sorry. Okay, got some potential left on him, and he's 24 years old. Also on the right hand side from Legans, 4.6 million. Ruben Sanchez, again same sort of thing to challenge Ethan Laird. Whether he'll get the game time or not, I don't know, but determination looks pretty good. Physical's not too bad and he can cross the ball. And a couple of other players brought in, but they are for the youth team. So 4 signings at this season, 36.5 million. So what I did was, those that are interested, tick that box, and obviously down here where it says contract status, you can have all loads of different things. I started with a month, 3 months, 6 months, and then the year seemed to work out a lot better for me. And that brought up a whole load of players reasonably cheap. So we're switching it up again. This time we're going to 2 DMs and 1 midfielder. We're going to bring in Masengo. He's going to start for us every game. He is 26 years old now. Got some potential on him. Feel like he's been wasted over the past couple of seasons. I think he's been out on loan, I'm not sure. But stats-wise, looks pretty decent. If we pick our best 11, we get this. Dolberg does sit up top. Jones, Chong. Bidstrup comes into the midfield. Orellana, Nakamba. We've got Carboni and Ruben Sanchez. And then we obviously got Smith, Ruel and Trafford in goal. We do need another goalkeeper because if he gets injured, we are kind of stuffed a little bit. Pleased to say it's gone better than I thought it would do. Maybe this might be our formation, but we'll see in the next month when we play Chelsea, United, we've got Everton, then the following Man City, Liverpool. Yeah, it's going to be a tough next couple of months, so that'll probably define our season after that much time, I know. We started off our campaign against Brentford with a 1-1 draw, Bidstrup getting off the mark. Norwich, we've beat 2-0, Bidstrup again. With Dolberg, obviously the extra signing of the striker, it's kind of frightened him a little bit. We did draw with Villa 3-3. Dolberg getting a brace this time. Swansea in the Carabao Cup, we smashed 6-0 with Dolberg netting a hat-trick. So he really has stepped up a gear, hasn't he, really? And he scored again against Spurs in a 2-2 draw. And he did it again against Hull in the next round of the Carabao in the third round, 2-2, and we won on penalties. So I've been intrigued to see how many goals he has scored then, Mr. Dolberg. 9 already. 5 in the Carabao Cup, 4 in 4 in the Premiership. Nothing like to bring in another striker to scare the socks off him. Don't know who we've drawn in the next round, but in the league we are lining 9th position, unbeaten. How many times can you say that, Luton fans? But 6 points, but not far off a European spot. That will be our next port of call. But going into our 4th season, we really do want to be hitting the top 10 and higher. And of course, we will also want to survive. So this, at the moment, is the best start we've had to a Premiership season. So fingers crossed it carries on. But if we have a look at our preview, 16th. Wow, that's an improvement. Nicely done, lads. So let's jump into season 4 and let's see what that'll bring. And our wish is our command. Luton are in Europe for the final season. That is incredible. We finish in 8th position. It's the Europa Conference League and we get to have a go in it in our last season. That's superb. We've won more than we've lost, which is absolutely amazing. The formation has worked wonders and we had a plus goal difference as well. Despite finishing 9 points from 7th, we're in a top 10 finish. Newcastle finished 14th, even though they are in the Europa League, which suggests they either won the Conference League or won the FA Cup or something. Dolberg, with a kick up the bum by signing a new striker, he scored 17 goals, more than half of Haaland's goal tally. That's mad. Absolutely crazy. I think he's the only one on, and Dysai Jones gets joint most assists for the season as well. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If we have a look at our results, we did start off sluggish with a win and draws. We continued the draws going into September with Chelsea, Manchester United and Everton. Only conceded 1 goal in them 3 games, but also scoring 1 goal. Then we lost to City and Liverpool, and then we started putting things together. Not a great month in December. We did have a 5-2 thrashing of Arsenal though, with Dolberg netting 4 goals in that game. Mad. And yeah, the second half of the season it was a lot better. 5-0 win over Aston Villa, which is a fantastic result. Sheffield United 4-1, Forest, West Ham, Brighton there. We did have a run of 4 wins on the bounce, including Newcastle and Liverpool. Dolberg getting the goal there as well. I mean, our lads have done absolute wonders this season. Really well. Although Arsenal did get their own back on us with a 3-0 victory, and we lost the last game of the season 3-2. I don't think it would have made any difference to the league, but other than that, I mean, there's nothing heavy in here, I don't think. Competitions, however, we lost in the 4th round to Spurs 2-0. I'm going to go with a Newcastle win here. No, Man City 2-1. So they must have won the Conference League then, Newcastle. And we lost in the quarterfinals to Liverpool 4-1. We absolutely got stuffed, with the winners being Arsenal in that one as well. but I'm absolutely over the moon with the way the lads have performed. And if we have a look at goals, 26 goals for Dolberg. Gets that kick up the bum that he needed, although he is 30 now, so we probably may even cash in on him and get somebody else. Normally second season with some of these players. How did our other striker do? Because I'm sure he may have played. Ianidis, 5 goals in 4 starts, 30 off the bench. He's probably not happy about that. He is early 28 though, so he could be as good backups. So if we do offload Dolberg, 48 million incoming, we could get a better striker maybe. Or maybe we stick with him for one more season. We shall see. What else we got? 13 and 6 for Chong, he did really well. Morris did quite well out on loan. 11 and 7 for Bidstrup, that's pretty good as well. We got Schmidt getting 3 goals. 15 assists here for Jones. Misengo, 2 and 5. That's not bad from the youngster. And he's looking good as well. 26 years old now. Goalkeepers, how did they do? So Walton did get some game time. 6 games. Conceding 11, 2 clean sheets. And Trafford, I'm thinking another goalkeeper. But then again, he's only 25 and looks pretty decent. 47 conceding with 38. You know what? I might stick with him. It's not a problem that needs to be fixed. Though we do need probably a second goalkeeper though. But money-wise, what will we give him at 42? It's not an awful lot considering. But saying that, we've only got 48 in the bank. Any debts and loans still? 90. Wow, 91 million. Goodness me. The mortgage loan, we've got 15 million remaining. That's just going to take some time, isn't it? Goodness me, I didn't expect that. A net debt of 44. 55% of the transfer. We need that to go up. Give us some more, please. The final season. We're in Europe. We need to make a couple of more signings. And they need to be good. So another busy window. We did release a lot of players, including Nakamba, Morris and Walsh. They weren't going to sign any new contracts further down the pecking order in the side as well, and we needed to release some wages as well, so it was easier to part ways. The value wasn't very much in the end anyway, even if we kept them on for another season, but they refused, so there was no other choice in the end. So the contracts ran out and they eventually left. We also sell Tom Holmes. He's gone to Millwall for up to 205,000. Jack Walton, the goalkeeper, third choice at this point, has gone to Charlton for 300,000. And Tom Lockyer has been a valiant servant to the club, gone to Chicago up to 180,000. So that did give us 500,000. Wasn't an awful lot, but we did gain quite a bit in wages as well. But we did manage to spend 35.5 million. We bring in Pavlovic from Bayern Munich. Yes, you've heard me correctly. We've gone to Germany and raided their teams, really. £13 million, a year left on his contract, which seems to be quite a good place to look, actually. I've never noted it before until I've seen somebody else do it, and I tell you what, you can pick up some pretty good bargains. 24 years old, stats wise looks pretty stacked actually. Mentals and physicals look really good, followed up by quite a few technicals to sit in the DM or midfield role. We also bring in Marcel Lotka from Dortmund, 1.5 million, a goalkeeper, backup to Trafford. That's all he's going to be, but he might actually get some game time. Reflexes, well, rushing out is quite prone to though, but determination and jumping, aerial reach, I mean, again, another stacked player. And from Shakhtar, £8 million, we're bringing Artem Bondarenko, again midfielder. He's going to challenge Misengo in that midfield role, or he might drop into DM role as well, so he can do that. Got good passing abilities, off the ball's great, dribbling's even better. Physicals aren't brilliant, but I think he more than makes up for it in other areas. And 28 years old as well, so at least get another couple of seasons out of him and keep Luton in the Premiership. And finally, we bring in a player that I've used in a couple of rebuilds now, Savio from Man City, £13 million, a year left on his contract again. Seems to be the place to go. Winger, can play either side, a very good backup to have, very, very quick, very good dribbling. Give him the game time and he will exceed that potential. We're not locking anybody in this season. We're going to just change that midfielder role to a box-to-box. I think that is about all we have done. I think mainly we've gone winger on attack as opposed to inside forward. Or we may have already done that last season, I don't know. But if we pick our best 11, Chong actually comes into midfield. Interesting. I thought it might have been Masengo, but Pavlovic and Bidstrup in the DM role. Savio goes onto the left-hand side. Wow, okay. And Dolberg remains up front. He's hanging on by the skin of his teeth. Ioannidis, he's got 2 goals in 2 games. Dolberg better watch out, 1 in 5. So really, the roles should be switched over, I feel. The season's kicked off against Leicester with a 1-1 draw, an own goal race, so we didn't score in this game at all, but a 1-1 draw all the same. Then we lost at home to Crystal Palace after 10 minutes. Very disappointed not to come away with anything in that one. Then we started our campaign in Europe. We had to go through the qualifiers and we beat Kukuriki 4-0 at home, 2-0 away. So they were pretty good results. And in between, we played Newcastle with a very good 2-2 draw. 2 goals coming in the final 10 minutes. Ioannidis and Bondarenko as well. So very, very good to see them on the score sheet. Northampton, we played in the Carabao Cup. We beat 2-1. And then we beat Blackpool in the 3rd round, 3-1, which puts us into the 4th round and the Conference League proper. The season's about to get crazy, I feel. So the Conference League, we've got Kiev, Zurich, Havre, KI? Never heard of them. Who are they? They're from the Faroe Islands. Okay, interesting. We also got Lask, Leisure, and that is about it. We are currently 4th from bottom. Wow. 2 draws and a loss. I'm hoping that will improve some. With Spurs on top of the table with Liverpool and Arsenal. Wow. The Conference League, however, we are predicted to finish in 20th position. Okay, I'll take it as long as we qualify this competition. I feel like we could potentially win with the players we've got. I don't think there's any teams in here that could really give us any problems, I don't think, providing we qualify. And finally, let's have a look before we go into the season what our preview is. It's improved a little bit. We're up to 14th, 250 to win the league. Okay. I'll take them odds. It's not bad. We need something like 10 seasons in order to get up to the top half and competing. You can't really do it in 5 seasons, I don't think, not unless you have bags of money or a tycoon takeover. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened for us this season, but let's hopefully we can come away with something this season. We are in Europe, fighting on all fronts. Let's see what we can do. Well, what can I say? Final season, and it's not gone well at all. However, good news is we survived and we're in the Europa League next season. That can only mean 2 things. Either we won the FA Cup or we won the Conference League. That's brilliant. It really is. Not the positioning though. 15th position after we finished 7th or 8th last season, and then to drop this far down does go to show how European football takes a toll on your team if you do not have quality players to come in and back up your first teamers. 9 wins, minus 15 goal difference. That is awful. I think that's the worst we've had in this rebuild, I believe. We are 11 points clear of relegation, but wow, some way off the top 10. 10 points. I feel embarrassed that it's this bad. Wow. Looking at that run of form, it looks awful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins the first half of the season. Wow. Brighton, Brentford, Arsenal, Liverpool. I mean, look at that. Scoring just 2 goals. We haven't scored goals. We've struggled for goals again. The second half picked up a little bit. An unbeaten January, which is nice. 1 loss in February, but drew the rest. We seem to have drawn an awful lot of games, though, it seems. There's no heavy losses. A 4-0 to Brighton, possibly. But there's no real heavy... Well, okay. Liverpool, 6-0. That's after drawing 0-0 at home to Arsenal. Yeah, enough said about this season. The better, I believe. But let's have a look, see how we do in the competitions. Wow, would you just look at that? That just goes to show you where the concentration's been. We win the Carabao Cup and we've won the Conference League. Well, let's start off with the Carabao Cup. With a goal in the 62nd minute by Dolberg, seals the win against Liverpool, and it looks like we had a player sent off as well. Fantastic. Not that the sending off. Carboni got himself sent off. Wow. Who was player of the match? Does it say who our player of the match was? Isaiah Jones. But a 1-0 victory. Yeah, we were definitely against the run of play. Although our XG was a lot better. And we had 54% of the possession. Wow. Okay. Maybe we did deserve to win that one. And the Europa Conference League, Schmidt comes up goods on the 80th minute to seal the win for us and win us our first European trophy, I believe, maybe. Somebody might correct me in the comments, but that's a cracking goal by Schmidt. We didn't possess the game. 60-40. Wow. We had less shots. Our XG was poor. Wow, we did not deserve to win this game by looks of things. But we did. Luton are a cup side. Save the best till last, eh? Wow, that is phenomenal. The league phase, we finished top and unbeaten throughout the whole thing. Well, at least the 6 games. Leisure 3-0, 5-0 against the Faroe Islands team, I think it was. Harvey 3-0, 6-2 against Zurich. Dynamo Kiev 4-1. We were level with Atalanta and Valencia. Valencia lost a game, didn't they? That's to Motherwell. Okay. So round of 16 we go. We played Wolfsburg and beat them 9-0. Obviously found our niche in Europe. Quarterfinals we played Hibs and beat them 5-1. So the goals are still coming in the Europe. And we won on penalties against Valencia in the semi-finals. Despite losing 3-2 in the second leg and winning the first leg 1-0. Of which Atalanta beat Hearts 2-1. And then it's history. Wow. It could be our first European trophy. It really could. But that is really, really good. Really proud of the lads. Disappointed with the league positioning. But I'm hoping they'll back us with some more money to bring in some more players and have better quality backup players to the first teamers. Our squad, which seems very light for some reason, and I think I know why. We lost Bidstrup in the January. £55 million to Arsenal. Absolutely gutted. Probably why we struggled in the league in the end. We lost our main player. He looks superb, doesn't he? He played 23 games for us and he only played 6 games for Arsenal in the end in that £55 million move. We did make a hefty profit on him though. But 21 goals for Ioannidis and 5 assists. 12 and 15 for Savio. He did play 55 games in the end. 12 and 12 for Chong. 12 and 8 for Jones. Dolberg got 11 and 6. He is now 31. Still a good player though. But yeah, he would need replacing. 8 assists for Pavlovic. 7 and 2 for Bondarenko. Looks like he's got himself injured. 3 weeks. Our goalkeeper... He's done a lot better this time around. Trafford, 57 games, 65 conceded. And our backup, Lotka from Dortmund, 6 and 6 with 2 clean sheets. Just looking at Trafford there, 21 clean sheets. Could that be a record for the team as well? So if you do decide to take this save on from where we are now, dominate Europe, you will be in the Europa League with Luton next season. You will still have another crack in the Premiership because we're still in there. So that's good news. So maybe get better backups or better first teamers and have these as backups or change the formation even. It did work for us in the last season, but this season, wow. I think the loss of Bidstrup was a major blow. And to go with that, you're going to have, wow, £71 million. Wow, that's, thanks board. I could have done with that. Wow, that's what you'll end up playing with as well. So let's have a look at the records, see how well we did. And first of all, is this going to be our first European trophy? I think it is, you know. It's our first European trophy. Luton Champions of Europe. Albeit it is the Conference League, but it's still a European Cup all the same. And the Carabao Cup for the second time since 1988. Unfortunately, no Premiership, but they're a long way off from that. It's so tough and so hard. But let's move on to the records. Have we broken any? That's the thing. Well, nothing in this section at all. Oh, we did get highest gate receipts against Preston in the FA Cup. What? Wow, okay. Highest average attendance. We did get a high scoring match against Brighton, the 5-5 draw. Adebayo, 32 goals. He did get the record for that. Fastest goal. Baptiste, 24 seconds against Preston in the FA Cup. Most assists, Jones, 17. Trafford, he did get the most clean sheets in the end, so well done to him. Adebayo, most player awards. Youngest goal scorer was Asgard, 23 years. And oldest was Moses. I think it was the early season we had him, I think. Sequences, anything there? None. And we did pay the highest transfer fee of 22.5 million for Kasper Dolberg, and received the highest 55 million for Bistrup to Arsenal as well. Wow, a lot to think about. See if you can break any records if you take this file on. It can be found on kofi.com/IlsonCatGaming. The link will be down in the description if you so wish. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, smash that like button, and we'll see you again on the next rebuild. Thank you.